Hey guys, what's up? It's your boys, Leon and Creator over here. Unfortunately, Guns isn't with us tonight. We're bringing you another video here. Now, the topic of subject for tonight's video is from an anime that I have watched a bit of, but I've watched the abridged version of it. I'm pretty sure you all know Hellsing Ultimate. What we are going to be discussing tonight are either one of Alucard, who, of course, if you know him, is obviously Dracula, just spelled backwards. Anyone could know that.
Yeah,
Going over
even
either
somebody
one of his
like me.
Yeah, it's somebody like Creator. It's that simple as that. No offense, Creator.
None taken. I mean, I speak American, not English, so.
But yeah, just to speak about the little bit of the history, this anime has had manga, different TV shows that was originally released as a Japanese manga. Go figure. I mean, if I'm correct, the majority of the English shows we have now were originally based and written in Japan, correct, Creator?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So, of course, we have this manga, which was originally written by Kota Hirano. Guy sounds very familiar. If any of you know, he's one of the main directors for a lot of anime that we watch today. So yeah, he has different manga. It had an anime television series that was directed by Umanosuke Ida. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right because they like to use L's before their I's for a lot of the names. No offense to anyone. It's just been a long running anime with different releases from October 10th back in 2001 to January 16th of 2002 for their television series, all the way up until the Hellsing Ultimate released back in February 10th of 2006, all the way up till December 26th of 2012. Wow, that's a long time, Creator.
Yeah, I know, that's when the world ended.
What gun in particular will we be looking at tonight, Creator?
We will be looking at his Hellsing's gun and 454 Casul.
Ah. If any of you don't know, simple, that is his silver gun. The black one is known as the Jackal.
Yeah, maybe we can, maybe we'll be able to squeeze that one in there. If not, we'll definitely make a follow-up video on that one, so.
Yeah, because I will admit, folks, when I first saw those beautiful weapons of destruction in the anime, my god, did I want those for myself.
I just wanted the cop in, like, the first episode. But
yeah, so we shall be looking at the 054. So, Creator, I'll let you take it from here, knowing you are a man of actual weaponry. I'll let you take the reins here. Go ahead, dude.
Yes, I carry two guns on me all the time. One on my left side and one on my right side. Question of the day: is this Casul a real gun, or could it be a real gun?
Honestly, if I'm correct, if you don't mind me interjecting real quick.
Mm-hmm.
From what I've heard, either the 054 or the Jackals have the only round capable of it would be, if I'm correct, the comparison would be, I do not know the exact name, exact caliber of the round, but it's known for hunting down elephants. From what I've heard, Creator, that's just what I've heard. I don't know if it's actually a lower round, caliber round.
Let's first dive into the question. I believe it could be made, but it's not already out yet. And we'll get back to the round in a second. Looking at the gun itself, the way I see it, there's a couple options we could go with as far as getting close. One option being the AMT Auto Mag 5-inch 50 cal, because it kind of reminds us of the round, at least from the look.
That is true.
So it's long barreled, powerful. Reminds us of a pistol. Also, going back to the round, it could be treading water saying this because this is very popular, so we'll see if Leon here agrees with me because his knowledge for the anime is a lot greater than mine. I would say even going as far to say that it kind of resembles a modified version of Colt 1911.
And actually, Creator, I can actually agree with you with that because little did I know, turns out the handgun design was the Casul was based on two pre-World War I handgun designs by Colt, the M1903 and the M1905 pistols, which were the early versions of the M1911.
Ooh, beautiful masterpieces.
A literal, beautiful, historical weapon in our history.
Shame the military went away from those, but what can you do? I believe that they're getting SIDS now, but that's a whole new conversation.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it as far as design goes, yeah, absolutely, we can go with a Colt 1911. However, now this isn't my opinion, but just getting some opinions from community, going off of a lot of people, or not a lot of people, but some people that float around the internet and posting sites like Reddit, Yahoo Answers, and stuff like that. A lot of the opinions is no. More specifically, the reason that they said no. So I'm just going to go ahead and read it, and we'll talk about it more after I read it. And I quote, "There are people who create airsoft prototypes of the Jackal, but of course that doesn't explain that there are real guns like the Hellsing guns located in the world. The barrel extension, however, are real on some pistols, but those like 6-inch barrels or 10-inch barrels, that's possibly as far as I can explain with long handguns."
And if you don't mind me interjecting as well, Reader.
I'm sorry, my phone was going off. Let me finish this little bit, because this is the most important bit. Finishing up the quote. If you take an example of C96, this would eventually be the realistic modification. But the question is if they created the C96 barrels that uses the same length as May user.
Very true, very true. But yeah, and if you don't mind me saying something as well, Creator.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, going back to what he said, the Calsus does have similarities because with the overall design, it uses the Browning short recoil mechanism. And of course, with its most recognizable feature, the long slide, maxing out at 10 inches. Now, that's a long barrel for a gun, folks.
Well, then also too, a lot of people guess, because I'm pretty sure, and I could be wrong in this, but I'm pretty sure that the .454 isn't an actual like real ammo, which is why I wanted to wait until the end. And a lot of people that they would guess that it would be around. Again, this is just from the community. We could get more in depth in discussion, but based on the community, a lot of people think that it would be about a 13 millimeter.
Millimeter. That's a very interesting round on its own, isn't that right, Creator?
Yes, sir. But again, these are the these are just some different thoughts. We'll say you, Leon, on these claims.
That would be interesting because, of course, this pistol was designed to kill vampires. So let me just read a little bit from a little wiki that I have up on my phone, which, of course, the gun fires custom-made explosive .454 Casul rounds with the steel bullets bearing a core made from the melted silver Christian cross from Manchester Cathedral. They are used in a typical 6-round single-stack magazine. So this gun has custom-made rounds of its own, but if I were to guess, I would say possibly 13mm might work for this gun. What do you think, Peter?
I definitely see where you're coming from. But I think I'm going to take it a little bit different approach, going back to the 1911. And I'm glad you brought up the early models of it, because if we're going off design and a close caliber of it, I would honestly have to say that for me personally, like going off of similarities, I would have to say something more like a Colt 1900 original with a .38 ACP round.
Ooh, that is true, Creator. And if I'm being honest, I mean, it could be possible, but now, I may not be a complete gun guru as you, but granted, 10 inches is a pretty long barrel. I mean, the only gun that I could possibly think of that might even come close to that would be the Desert Eagle. And that gun only fires in 50 AE, and in rare cases, I believe the round escapes me, 45 AE. Isn't that if I'm correct, Creator?
I would say around that, yeah. I would say that's a fair statement. And it's also when I first started it, I mentioned the AMT Automag, 50 cal, but that's obviously because a bigger bullet. Bigger bullet is typically a longer barrel. Not always the case, but again, if we're going off of nostalgia, for one, because it's just a beautiful weapon, and if we're going off similarities, the caliber may not be exactly identical, but I mean, my my vote still stands with the Colt 19, and of course, or 1900, and of course, .38 ACP.
Yeah,
And
I'm
yes,
with you.
it is a long barrel, which 10 inches is a lot, but it's definitely going to slow down because of the longer barrel, of course. But it's also going to be more accurate, and in my personal opinion, I don't see why it wouldn't work. I mean, if you, I know if you take a regular gun and you put a piece of PC pipe through it, and this has also been tested.
In case any of you are like thinking, no, there's no way that would work. There have actually been people who have tested this by putting a piece of PCP pipe in a gun. Trust me.
Yep. Demolition Ranch. Sorry. Wow, that just slipped out of nowhere. By the way,
I
if
know,
you haven't
right?
checked out Demolition Ranch and you're a gun lover, you might want to go check him out. But yes, one of his latest videos, I believe he posted it over the weekend. He actually, was it over the weekend? I think it was over the weekend. It's relatively new. But he actually took a piece of PCP pipe and, just different plumbing pipes and stuff like that. And he put the barrel, his gun inside of it, and it was a video to see if a bullet could bounce off and actually curve through and hit a target, and it worked. So added another couple inches on the barrel.
And you probably got this gun right here.
Yep, absolutely.
I mean, think about it. We're constantly making advances in weaponry day in and day out. I mean, I honestly think, given a little more time, we could actually have this and his Jackal as well, but I'm pretty sure we'll probably do the Jackal for another video. Because both of these guns, in case any of you haven't seen the show, are custom made, meaning they have their own little nifty little designs and stuff like that.
Yeah, I would agree. Now, I think both guns are extremely cool, so maybe this can be part 1, and maybe next week we can do part 2, which would be the Jackal. Or, maybe we can drop it, maybe this weekend or something.
Who knows?
Typically like to do one video, but that doesn't mean if we're doing a part series like this, we can't drop it the next couple of days. So just stay tuned, but we'll definitely get the Jackal out as fast as we can.
But for my final vote, I honestly think it can be done.
I believe it can be done too. I think looking at the evidence, it's pretty clear. I mean, you can absolutely extend a barrel, and it would come out of it, and it would shoot. I mean, yeah, if you can put a barrel inside a PCP pipe and make it curve to hit a target, I believe that the bullet's just going to travel there until it either goes through it or, it hits its target.
That is true.
So,
I mean, come on. It takes its inspiration from one of the most American guns in our history, the 1911. How much more American can you get?
Absolutely. So, I mean, again, there's a lot of different common stuff too. I'm still sticking with my guess, but again, people like to go through this discussion throughout the internet, and there's a lot of stuff. I mean, I could also see it again being a 13 millimeter. I could definitely see that. It's just one of those things. I could also see it as a 13 millimeter or a .38 ACP. There's probably some other calibers I'm missing in there, but off the top of my head,
those would be probably the most two likely choices, is what you're saying.
Mm-hmm. And I would love to. I would love to think it's obviously, like you said, based off the 1900, 1911, something like that. And hell, dude, okay, let's talk about the 1911 right quick, okay? There's no. Even if you wanted to upgrade the bullet a bigger, 45 ACP, and extend the barrel on a 1911 to a 10-inch barrel, I don't see why that couldn't possibly be done.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it seems It seems like a pretty good idea to possibly do. I mean, yeah, you'd probably have to take into account the recoil, stuff like that.
Well, but even taking that into account, if you, I mean, again, I'm going back to Demolition Ranch's video where he put it inside a PCP pipe and shot it. The gun he was using was a 45. Wasn't a 1911 45, but it was a 45, and the bullet went through it just fine.
Yep, that is true.
And yeah, I mean, it even curved. So I'm not saying like we're from the movie Wanted over here, but it was still pretty cool to see.
Yeah, if I'm being honest, I'm pretty sure we all love that movie, and being able to curve a bullet that precise and that accurate would be awesome, but that'll just be another video for another time, folks. But yeah, my final vote on this is yes, I think it is possible to do. Creator, what is yours, man?
I definitely agree, Leon. I think Guns would agree as well. I think final vote is it could absolutely be done if somebody customized it, and that the two closest ones off the top of my head. Well, I mean, there's a couple of them. Again, you could extend 1911. You could keep the Colt 1900, and the two closest rounds, if you want to get close rounds to the show, that would go with those guns, is .38 ACP, 45 ACP if you wanted to get a little bit bigger, and then 13 millimeter.
Yeah, those would be the two more closely related rounds that we'd probably go with for our honest choice. But yeah, all right. Well, folks, this has been Leon and Creator with Gun Nations United. We hope you enjoyed this lovely video. Please do like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification button because in case you want to get notified whenever we have new videos out or videos we currently have. That's up to you. And as always, keep your beer cold, keep your powder dry. We'll see you on your next video.